So once you've absorbed that point, you look at who owns the ship in which case. And again, the press had this information. The Talara is operated out of Cyprus by Columbia Ship Management and owned on paper by Pasha Finance, a single vessel shell company registered in Limassol in Cyprus. Except when you check the Cyprus corporate registry, Pasha Finance does not appear. That's not unusual for certain maritime structures that rely on offshore filings, but it does tell you that the company is just not a normal commercial operator with transparent filings, therefore. And then you pick up the Cypriot reporting that Pasha Finance has been linked to the Aliyev family in Azerbaijan, the family that sits at the top of Pasha Holdings' political and economic network. That link is reported. It's not documented in a registry, which is why it must be handled as reported fact, not proven beneficial ownership, but it is there in the record. And when a tanker owned by a company with reported ties to Azerbaijan's ruling family gets seized by Iran and loses its cargo, that's a political event whether anyone wants to admit to it or not. Now, the reason this matters is obvious once you talk about energy. Azerbaijan, as I've stated in other videos, supplies a massive share of Israel's imported crude oil. It shifts through the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline into the Mediterranean and onto tankers to keep Israel's economy moving. This isn't marginal, it's structural. We're talking about 40% of their oil needs. Israel does not have significant domestic crude production. It relies on imports totally, and those imports lean heavily on Azerbaijan. So when you have a tanker that sits inside the same corporate patterns and naming conventions as Azerbaijan's ruling economic network getting stopped, detained, and stripped of its cargo by Iran, you don't need anyone to say the word message for you to understand what the message was.